It's a contract. The price has been paid. You know, the foreskin of your penis is just, it's the extra. It's like the fat, right? Remember we talked about the sacrifice of Cain and Abel, and Abel brought the sheep of his flock, or the whatever of his flock, and the fat. And I told you that the extra, the fat, belonged to the Most High. So here, the Most High is taking the extra skin off the foreskin, the extra. You remember the principle and the interest, you know. So anyway, all that stuff will start making sense as we continue through the book. All right. So verse 24, and Abram was 90 years old and 9 when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin, and Ishmael his son was 13 years old when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. In the selfsame day was Abraham circumcised, and Ishmael his son, and all the men of his house born in the house and bought with money of the stranger were circumcised with him. So understand, Abraham he started our nation of people. The covenant was with Abraham. Now, Abraham, he just told him, you know, he already got one son, this Ishmael, from his concubine Hagar. Remember, because Sarai, his wife, couldn't have a baby, right? She was barren, so she gave him her servant Hagar, and was like, here, have a baby by her. That was Ishmael. But the Most High just told him, like, you're gonna have a son. His name gonna be called Isaac, and he's gonna be from Sarah. You know, he's making this covenant legitimate. He making the bloodline legitimate, right? So what I'm pointing out to you here, at this time, our people come from Isaac. At this time, he ain't even born yet. But we see all these men in his house got circumcised along with Abraham. Abraham really only had one son at this time. His name was Ishmael. But we see in verse 27, all the men of his house born in the house and bought with money of the stranger were circumcised with him. So it was at least 318 men circumcised with him, and all of those men was from different nations. Remember, he went before he got to the land of Canaan, he went up to Haran, right? And he picked up servants and stuff in Haran, and some of the other biblical books that Jasher, Jubilees, and that type of stuff, they talk about what happened with Abraham in Haran, how he got men servants and cattle and stuff. And then also remember, he went down to Egypt, and the Pharaoh took his wife, and then Pharaoh had a dream, and God was going to kill him. And he was like, look, you got this man's wife. And Pharaoh gave him his wife back. And then he blessed Abraham and told him, go ahead and get out and don't nobody touch his wife. I believe he picked up servants down there. And the point I'm making, man, is that other nations of people joined in on this covenant with Abraham. They got circumcised the same day he did. Because you're going to hear a lot of people talking about, some of these foreigners, some of these strangers, some of these Gentiles can't get in on the covenant, on the Abrahamic covenant, which is really Christ, right? So what I'm pointing out to you, in the very beginning, when Abraham's covenant was established, there was different nations of people outside of his bloodline that joined in with the covenant along with Abraham, because they got circumcised together. So that's going to be very important as we move forward.